Hey, welcome back, Craps Crusaders. I've got a good video for you today. I got this idea initially from watching one of Waylon's Way Craps videos. It's a bankroll builder. There are a lot of things that I do differently. I'm going to start at a lower level first of all, and he plays it on the outside the whole time. I actually start on the inside, and then if I ladder or when I need to ladder up or down, I utilize the outside as well. So you'll see the differences when you watch. But I appreciate the view. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep them coming. Thanks. Okay, for this bank building strategy, I'm going to start with $1,020. You know, 1,000 would be better. I just want to start with a bunch of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 20 in ones. Get that all stacked up here behind the pass line. And for just a little bit, let's forget about the bankroll, just while I show you how the general strategy plays out. Okay, so to start off, we're going to wait for a point to be established. That's a 7, so that wouldn't work. All right, there's a hard 4. So the point's going to be 4. We don't particularly care what the point is. So the point's 4, and then here's what we're going to do. No matter what the point is, we're going to start by playing 44 inside. That's $12 each on the 6 and 8. And $10 each on the 5 and 9. And then we're going to make one other bet. We're going to put $40 in the DC. So we've got 44 on the inside and 40 on the DC. Okay, so any inside number that we hit is going to pay $14. So let's say we roll a 9. It's going to pay $14. There's the 14. Our DC is going to travel to the 9, and here's what we're going to do. Everything comes down, except that DC bet that moved over, obviously. And we're going to be at the point now where we can't lose, and here's why. What we're going to place on the 9 is $35. So let's go ahead and place 35. Okay. So the only thing we're worried about now number-wise, and we're not worried, the only numbers we're playing right now are the 7 and the 9. We want our place bet to be working all the time from here on out, by the way. So let's say we roll a 7. We're going to lose our $35, but we're going to get paid $40. Let's say we hit the 9. We're going to lose our $40, but we're going to get paid $49. Let's pretend we did 50 for one. So either way, we're making a little money. Okay, so just to simplify things, I'm just going to go through and show you how much you need to place on any of these numbers after your DC bet moves behind. Okay, so let's talk worst case scenario. Let's say we have our 44 inside. Should have had that ready. Let's say we have our 44 inside and our 40 DC. Doesn't matter what the point is. And let's say we 7 out right away, so the board is wiped. We're out all that. Here's the next step of the ladder. We're going to switch from the inside to the outside. This is very much like Waylon's Way Craps this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to go 80 on the outside, 20 each on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. And then we're going to also go 80 on the DC. And the other parts I'll show you as we play, but just know if we 7 out with the 44 inside and the 40, we're going to switch to 80 on the outside and an 80 DC. And we're going to have one more bullet after that even, unless you had a lot bigger bankroll. So our next bullet, if we 7 out again, is we're going to go 100 on the outside. So 25 each on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. And we're going to do a 100 on the DC. So let's say this time we hit one of those numbers. We'll ladder back down to the 80 on the outside and 80 on the DC. Then we'll ladder back down to the 44 inside and 40 on the DC. So that's enough to get us started. I'm going to go ahead and roll this out now and see how it goes. Okay, so I've got my $1,020 set up out here. A $1,000 bankroll would be a little more normal, but I just want to start with a stack of white to speed things up. So the first thing we're going to need to do is establish a point, or wait for a point to be established. That's a 12, craps 12 out of the gate. All right, there's a hard 6. So the point is 6. We don't really care what the point is. We're going to go 44 inside and $40 in the DC. Okay, that's lucky. So there's a 3. That's just going to pay us $40 in the DC. 40 bucks. Okay, there's a hard 6 again. So we hit the point. Oh, you know, by the way, I said 44 inside and I didn't do it. Starting off weak, 44 inside. So I got that set right. $12 on the 6 is going to pay $14. And I'm going to go 15 for 1. Everything comes down. We're going to need a new point, by the way. Our DC travels behind the 6. So now the question is, how much do we place on the 6 to ensure we can't lose? And what I'm going to do is place a $36 bet. We're going to either win $4 or $2. This is important. Notice we don't have a point set right now. We want that 6 working. So make it a point to make sure it's working on the come out. All right, there's a 6, 4, 10. Yo 11. 5, 4, 1. Hard 4. 4, 1, 5. 3, 2, 5. And hard 10. That's the point working. I want that 6 working. Craps 2 on the come out. All right, a new point is 4. That's a 9, a 5, 4, 9. 10, 6, 4, 10. Rolling a lot of numbers. That's a craps 3. Back-to-back craps 3s. It's an 8, easy 8. All right, a 7 out. So we're going to lose our $36 place bet, but we're going to get paid $40 on that DC that slid over behind the 6. So we got lucky and won $40 right off the bat. We won another $14 for our inside hit, and then we won another $4. Okay, that's an 8, a 5, 3, 8. So again, we're going to go 44 inside. This time I'll remember to get my white chips out there. And $40 on the DC. Okay, there's an 8. That is the point. So first of all, that $12 8 is going to get paid 14. So we're going to go 15 for 1. Our DC is going to slide over behind the 8. Everything comes down. And if you remember, our place bet amount we're going to want to do is $36 for the 6 and 8. And we want it working because we don't have a point. So just so you know, as far as these place bets to offset our DC back there, it's going to be 36 on the 6 and 8, 35 on the 5 and 9, and 25 on the 4 and 10. So just to remember. I'll make a chart also. Okay, so 7 out. So in this case, I did say that was working. So we're going to lose $36, but we're going to get paid $40. So we won 14 before plus another 4, so $18 on that. Won $18 on that shooter. All right. That's a 3-1-4. Points 4. 44 inside. $40 DC. Okay, there's an 8. We get paid $14. It's 15 for 1. The DC is going to move over behind the 8. And if you remember, that's going to warrant a $36 bet to ensure us either a $2 or $4 victory on that. But we got the 14 in the bank. We're just going to add a few more bucks to it. Okay, 7 out right away. So we're going to lose our 36, but we're going to get paid 40. So there's another 18 bucks in our bankroll. And we 7'd out, so we're going to need a new point. 10, 6, 4, 10. And 44 inside. And 40 on the DC. Okay, there's a 9. $10 9 is going to pay 14. 15 for 1 yet again. DC slides to the 9. Everything comes down. If you remember, the 5 and 9, the offsetting bet for that DC that slid over is going to be 35. So there's the 35. Okay, we hit the 9 right away that time. So the DC of 40 is going to lose, but we've got a $35 bet out there, and that's going to pay $49. So I'm going to go 50 for 1. So I made a little more money that roll. The 6 and 8 are least money makers. The first hit all makes 14, and then the further out you go, the more money you bring in after that. Okay, so at this point, notice we didn't hit the 10 yet. The point is still 10. We could reload out there, or we could just roll it out, or wait for it to roll out, which is what I'm just going to do real quick. It's a 5. Go 11. Another 5. 3 craps 3. Back to back craps 3s. 6. Hard 6. Back to back hard 6s. An easy 4. Okay, and 7 out. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now, we haven't had to do this yet. We just keep winning. So if I had won this many times and I happened to 7 out with my 44 inside and my 40 here, I probably still wouldn't go up. I'd still stay the same to leave that bullet. But let's say we had just started. We had got our 44 inside out there, our $40 DC, and immediately 7'd out. We're going to go ahead and ladder it up. And here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to go to the $80 level. We're going to go $80 in the DC instead of 40. And we're going to go $80 on the outside. So stage 2 and 3, we're going to use the outside, not the inside. So what that's going to look like is going to be an $80 DC and an $80 outside, 20 each on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. All right, so none of that's working yet. I just wanted to get it out there to show you. Getting a point set, the point's going to be a 10. All right, so we would have waited for the point to be set. We would have went 80 and then 20 each on the outside. And there's a 6. So here's what that's going to mean. First of all, our DC is going to slide behind the 6. We're going to go ahead and place a bet on the 6 to protect that DC bet. At the $80 level, it's going to be a $72 bet. I promise I'll give you a chart. So there's 72. We haven't hit any of our outside numbers. We're leaving them out there. Okay, there's a 9. So we've got $20 out there on the 9, so that's going to pay 28. Is that right? 7, yeah. Pay 28. So everything's going to come down. The reason we already have this placed out here is because we initially rolled a number that wasn't on the outside. So now we're just going to play it out just like before. We can't lose. We brought in 35 bucks, and we're going to bring in a little more. Okay, so there's a 7 out. So we had $72 out here, so we're going to lose 72, but we're going to get paid 80. Okay, so since we made it through that $80 level, at this point, we would go back down to the $44 level. Again, you could wait for this to roll out. The point is still out there. I'll speed it up if it doesn't happen. Okay, it happened right away that time, 7 out. Okay, so we'd be back to the $40 level. One other thing, just because we keep winning, let's say it happened twice in a row, 7 out, 0.7 out at the $44 level, 0.7 out at the $80 level. We've got one more bullet, it's the $100 level. 100 in the DC, 25 each on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Nothing's working yet, just want to get it set up. So a point would come out, that was a 7. There's an 8, so the point would be 8. We would have waited for that to be set. Then we would have placed a 100 on the outside and a $100 DC bet. And there's an 8, so what that means, that's the point by the way. So what that means is the DC is going to travel behind the 8. At the $100 level, we're going to place $90 to protect that 8. 75, 85, 90. Everything working. We want this working. So we're just everything working. Okay, so there's an 8. The point's going to be 8 first of all. And what's that mean for us? So first of all, we're going to lose this DC bet, so that's going to come down. But we have $90 here, and that's going to pay 105. So we actually won $5 on that. This is interesting, actually. So we won $5 on that. And then the question is, what do we want to do? Since the point is 8, let's just go ahead and bring our $5 winnings down, I guess. The point is 8, we've got that out there. Put another $100 in the DC. We're just starting that level over. That's pretty much a wash. We brought in $5. Okay, 4. So the 4 is going to pay, there's $25 out there, it's going to pay $50 minus the vig. So $50. Our DC slides behind the 4. Everything comes down. And now we just have to protect that 4. And what we're going to do is place $25 for the on the 4. So we cannot lose now. How much more are we going to win based on the 4 or the 7? Okay, there's an 8. Man, just nailing points. Hopefully I didn't miss any points or something. It's been a little complicated for me. Okay, the new point's 9. Not that it matters to us. 3, craps 3. And hit another point. Everything working, remember, when there's when the point's not set. 8, hard 8. I'll go ahead and stick it back out there, I guess. 9, 5, 4, 9. Okay, so there's a 7 out. So, why did I put $25 out there? I should have put $75 out there. Man, I don't want to have to remake it. I was supposed to have 75 out there. I may have even said 75 and put 25 out there. 75. At the $100 level, it should be 90, 80, 75. And so here's what that does for you. So we 7'd out. We're going to lose our $75. So I had it better the first time, but it wasn't right. So we're going to lose our $75, but we're going to get paid 100. We would have made $25 on that. So we've been through all the levels. My thought is if you get through the $100 level, it's just not your day. So you might consider quitting or playing some other way or something. But those are the 3 levels. And I know I jumped ahead a little bit, but we just kept winning at that $44 level. So I wanted to show you all 3 of them. But a pretty good grinding strategy that builds up your bankroll.